The Flash is a student forum for students produced by students. Students make all content decisions, research, write, shoot, and broadcast news stories they deem important to the Eastview community. Stay tuned.
Hey Eastview, I'm Lindsay.
And I'm Lina. Welcome back to The Flash.
We have some stories for you today that will definitely be the GOAT.
From goats to baby animals
to banger musicians.
And lastly, a word from our seniors.
So stay tuned for
The Flash.
Stay tuned for The Flash.
It looks like we're doing a story on goats.
Goats?
Why is Ibrahim literally doing a story about us?
I don't think that's exactly what he meant, but I'll let him tell the story. Take it away.
You probably heard of the many ways we humans try to remove invasive plants from our forests. Pesticides, volunteer crews, and even controlled burns. But what if the solution is goats? I'm Ibrahim Way, and I'm here at Lebanon Hills in Napa Valley to find out how these four-legged weed whackers are saving our forests.
Something that's special about goats is that unlike cows or sheep, which mostly eat grass, goats do like eating woody materials and shrubs, and so they're really good for eating the buckthorn.
Roughly 140 goats are currently roaming the park in an effort to break down buckthorn.
And it's really just a very robust plant that keeps growing back.
The goats are helping clear up about 19 acres. That space is then divvied up into smaller paddocks.
They usually have a few different paddocks, so they will start in one paddock, and once they've eaten all of everything they can eat, they'll move to another one.
How does it feel knowing that you're saving the forest and eating lunch at the same time? Thank you.
They're kind of famous for being like obstinate and they like to do their own thing, so they're good at getting out. So we have a lot of measures in place to make sure we know where they are at all times.
One of the goats has a collar with a radio signal, and typically when one is on the move, they all follow. Overall, the goats seem to have made a positive impact on the Lebanon Hills parks so far.
But yeah, just visually, it seems like it is working.
For The Flash, this is Ibrahim signing off.
I guess it wasn't about us.
No, but it was a really good story about how they impact the environment.
Staying on the topic of animals, Lina, have you been to the zoo recently?
No, I haven't, but I've heard they've been busy.
Yeah, something like that. I've heard they have a lot of baby animals right now.
Gia has the story.
Spring is in the air at the Minnesota Zoo, and that means one thing. Farm babies are here. From baby goats to playful piglets, the Farm Babies exhibit has something for everyone. It's not just about the animals. Families can also learn about Minnesota's farming heritage and the care that goes into raising these little ones.
My name is Dawn Walker, and I am the zoologist at the farm. And the reason why the farm babies are so popular is because everybody loves the baby animals, right? It's a springtime tradition. We have goat kids, lambs, chicks, piglets, dairy calves. They're just so cute, and they're personable, and they're playing around and they're jumping, and I think they just put a smile on your face. They put a smile on my face.
On top of just seeing the animals, the Minnesota Zoo gives you the chance to touch the animals.
I think it's pretty cool to be able to touch them and actually interact with them.
Every year there's a chance to see the farm babies, but there's something special about this year.
Well, this year the farm is celebrating. The farm exhibit itself was built in 2000, so the farm is celebrating its 25-year anniversary being here at the Minnesota Zoo. The zoo itself is almost 50 years old, but the farm itself. So every springtime is the celebration of the babies, and this year is extra special just because it's our 25 years.
From calves to piglets, this is Gia signing off from The Flash.
Sounds like they have been busy.
Definitely. Oh yeah, remember when I told you that we would be talking about banger musicians?
Now is this one about me?
Definitely not.
I still see your shadows in my room.
Yeah, no. This one definitely is not about you. But I heard there's a class that could fix that.
I guess. Take it away, Mikey.
here in this classroom at Apple Valley and a similar one at SCS, students across the district are coming together to make music.
Have been interested. I've been listening to like trap music and stuff since like 8th grade. So I wanted to take music production to kind of just learn how to do that.
Well, I took music production, one, because I was interested in live sound and the technical stuff of behind the scenes in concerts and live shows, and I wanted to learn how to do it because that's what I want to go into as my future career.
Not only is the class a creative outlet and a path to a future career, but the teacher, Mr. Miller, has his own real-world experience.
My first job out of audio production college was working at a recording studio in Minneapolis, and for 5 years I worked there. And then after 5 years there were shifts in the music business, and so I started touring, started stage managing, and eventually production managing, which was in charge of the whole touring crew and production. And I did that working for Childish Gambino for 3 years, and so because the Internet album came out, we built a tour that nobody had really done a tour like that before. It was like a Broadway music, like Broadway theater production values on tour and building it every day. And it was really ambitious, and it was a really successful tour.
Now, not only does Mr. Miller use his experience in the music business to help his students, but he uses his high school experience to make the lives of his students better.
I wouldn't consider my high school experience a super positive one. That is something that I think about every single day when I'm in the classroom, is making sure that nobody in the room feels like I felt when I was a student.
Signing off for The Flash, this is Michael.
That sounds like a cool class. I should definitely take that one.
I'm afraid it's too late for that.
What do you mean too late?
We're about to graduate.
Oh yeah. Do you have a favorite memory from senior year?
I probably shouldn't say that one on camera, but I know some seniors have great things to say.
Take it away, Ben.
Hello, Eastview. I went around the school asking the class of 2025 how they feel about graduating. First, I asked them, what are they going to miss about Eastview?
All the engineering classes.
I'm going to miss the commute, because I live like a couple of minutes away from school, so I can just skate or walk here every day.
Probably the community. Probably going to miss my friends. I'm not going to hang out with them as much, but I'll still hang out with them like during college, so it's going to be fun.
As some of these seniors are ready to graduate, it might come to a surprise. Some people are already going to college.
GCU! The U, go first. I'm going to University of Wisconsin River Falls.
I'm going to the U of M, Twin Cities.
I'm doing 2 years at Normandale, and then depending on what I want to major in, I'm hoping to transfer to St. Olaf for the U of M, Twin Cities.
Even though we all can forget what we learned sometimes, there's going to be a few things that some people are never going to forget.
Something that'll probably stick with me is just be kind to everyone. I mean, I've really learned throughout my years of just being kind to just people at the office, teachers, being kind to everyone. It doesn't necessarily get you places even if everyone doesn't see it, but it really helps build strong relationships throughout the school and even just outside of school in life.
Experimenting is never a bad thing. You don't always have to force yourself to like something, try something new.
As the story comes to a close, I too am a senior, and therefore my final story. I'll be seeing you guys at graduation.
Watching that made me realize I might actually miss senior year.
Me too, but I'm excited to get some freedom around here.
So, that story earlier about baby animals, I think I have something you would like. So, this is Blue.
Oh. Wait, how'd you get a whole dog in here?
Blue, tell me a secret.
I guess we won't hear about that story today.
No, but maybe next time.
Catch us next on the next show of
The Flash.